Once you hear Mr.Beast say this, you will know the world is about to change.
Because I thought Elon Musk gave you a Neuralink, bro.
I would love one, by the way.
After
the first couple thousand go through, I want one.
Yeah. You put one in?
Oh, 100%.
I would.
You'll be able to make so much money that doesn't matter how much the procedure will cost. Anyone will be able to afford it. Like the first few, would probably go for an absurd amount of money, right? Because even if you had $0, you could just hypothetically borrow $100,000, get it. Because once you have infinite, bandwidth to unlimited knowledge, you could make unlimited money.
It doesn't scare you at all?
No,
you're like pretty much a robot at that point.
But we already are.
I feel like it's just making people less human.
Probably.
For sure.
Yeah.
Actually, advanced Neuralink would be able to save state. Now, you wouldn't be exactly the same person, but you're also not exactly the same person when you wake up every morning. Now, you wouldn't be exactly the same person. The way to think of the Neuralink device is kind of like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch that's where we take out a sort of a small section of skull about the size of a quarter, replace that with what in many ways really is very much like a Fitbit, Apple Watch, or some kind of smartwatch thing, but with tiny wires, very tiny wires, wires so tiny it's hard to even see them. And it's very important to have very tiny wires that you, when they're implanted, they don't damage the brain.
How far are you from putting these into humans?
Well, we have put in our FDA application to have the aspirationally do the first human implant this year. And it will be communicating by essentially Bluetooth low energy to the device in your head. That's why I say in a lot of ways it is like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires. And then, like I said, you would not be able to see the device at all. You would look completely normal and just have a small scar under your hair. It's read-write in every channel, all-day battery life, recharges overnight, has quite a long range. For the initial device, this would connect to your phone.
What are your thoughts on Elon Musk's Neuralink?
This isn't new. It has a new name. It's getting recognition by the news. But honestly, it's been squelched. It's been covered up for many, many decades. I can track back at least synthetic telepathy or piping voices into people's head right around about 1958 was the earliest target I could find. This isn't imaginary stuff anymore. People will then see, wow, we can really connect brains together and make hyper-intelligence.
How do I sign up to test out your neural net program?
Well, you just put this USB-C port in your head, and and then don't worry.
I'm in.
It'll be fine. Don't worry.
I'm in.
It'll be fine.
So as you guys seen in those videos, Elon Musk created a chip called Neuralink, and he plans to start chipping people in June of this year. And as you guys seen by the other clip, MrBeast is heavily promoting this as well. So in this video, I'll be exposing both of these characters because these two characters are being used heavily by Satan to promote the microchip, which is most likely going to be the mark of the beast. So before I get into all of that, let's take a look at Elon Musk, because last year he wore this costume, and if you pay close attention to the design, you can see that his costume has the Baphomet's head on his chest and his arm, and it also has a backwards cross on there. So this is a very satanic outfit, and Elon Musk is letting us know in plain sight who he works for by wearing this. And also he's showing his phone and the time says 10:32, and I'm not sure what that means, but there must be some symbolic meaning behind that number. But anyways, here's some more pictures of him with that outfit, and he literally looks like a supervillain. So it really blows my mind that people actually love this demon and are supporting him, and a lot of people want to get the Neuralink chip already, and they don't even know what they're getting into. So that's why I'm making this video, because the fact that this chip is even being promoted right now shows that we're in the last days and the rapture is coming soon. So I recommend you guys get right with God before it's too late, because at this point the rapture could happen at any moment. It's only a matter of time before they start selling the chip, and when it gets more popular, they're going to start enforcing it on people, and it's most likely the mark of the beast. You can really tell by the way he describes it. When you get the chip, whoever's controlling the chip is now entering your brain, and obviously Satan is behind this chip. Why else would Elon Musk dress so satanic? And if you look, even his mom looks very satanic. These are clearly demons in plain sight, and this is the guy that's promoting the chip. You guys, do you really trust this person with putting a microchip in your brain?
Well, you just put this USB-C port in your head, and and then don't worry.
I'm in.
It'll be fine.
Are people not even paying attention? I feel like people are so distracted by the media and their everyday lives that they don't even realize that there's not much time left to get right with God. So that's why there's so many distractions in the media, and there's going to continue to be a lot of distractions and death fakers and stuff like that, and wars to distract you from getting right with God, because they know the rapture is coming soon, and that's why they're preparing the chip, which is the mark of the beast. So I won't be exposing Elon's other characters because I already made a video about that on my Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that video, the link is in the description below. I highly recommend you guys check that out. And if you look at the picture that I put for this video, you can see that Elon is doing the devil horns in plain sight. So this should really let you know that Elon is not on your side and he's working with the devil himself. And the devil is very sneaky. He's very good at deceiving humans, and we've seen this in Genesis when he deceived Adam and Eve. So beware of all his false prophets like Andrew Tate. You know, a lot of people gave me backlash for exposing Andrew, but he's one of the many false prophets that Satan is going to be using to deceive many people into getting the mark of the beast. And the reason why there's so many people deceived by false prophets like Andrew Tate, Kanye West, and even Elon Musk is because the Bible tells us in this verse that Lucifer disguises himself as an angel of light. So he's going to act like he's on your side, but in reality, he's not an angel of light, he's an angel of darkness. So don't be deceived by Lucifer and his fallen angels, because they're deceiving more people than ever before right now. And their main agenda is to get people to get this Neuralink chip implanted in their brains. That's why Andrew Tate and Kanye West are friends with Elon Musk. You know, that's why he brought them back to Twitter, because they're all working together to deceive you. They're not on your side, so keep that in mind. And Revelation 13:16 through 18 talks about the mark of the beast. And this proves that the Bible is real, because this was written 2,000 years ago, and everything in Revelation is happening now. You know, like I mentioned in my Kylie Jenner video, me and Devon Sade will be making a live stream where we show you guys proof that many prophecies are being fulfilled in Revelation, and we'll be going into detail about the 6 out of 7 seals that already happened. So stay tuned for that live. Revelation 13:16 through 18 says, Satan forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. So Elon Musk has stated that the Neuralink chip is going to be implanted on the skull, and he also stated that this chip is going to need updates. So the people that get the chip are going to have to get it removed and get the new one added onto it. So the first couple Neuralink chips that they release might not be the mark of the beast, because he said he's going to be continuously updating it. So I'm sure eventually it's going to lead into the mark of the beast, because the description is there. You know, this chip will literally be combined with your brain. So you're no longer the same person that you were.
Now, you wouldn't be exactly the same person.
So here's some evidence that I found that lets me know that Elon Musk is definitely connected to the mark of the beast. So Elon's real name is Elon Reeve Musk. Elon Reeve Musk has the same gematria as Mark of Beast. They both equal 186 and 69 in the same ciphers. So I don't find this to be a coincidence. Clearly Elon Musk is connected to the mark of the beast. And on top of that, his middle name Reeve is connected to Satan. They both equal 55 and 80 in the same cipher. So clearly this demon is working for Satan. And Satan is just another name for Lucifer. So that's why Elon Musk is also connected to Lucifer. They both equal 43 in the same cipher as well. And I noticed that his last name Musk is connected to Fallen Angel. They both equal 44. And like I've mentioned in multiple videos, celebrities are descendants of fallen angels, because the Bible lets us know that when Lucifer fell from heaven, he brought 1/3 of the angels with him. So they are now considered fallen angels. And these fallen angels mated with human women and created a hybrid race of humans mixed with fallen angels, and they are called Nephilims in the Bible. So before I show you guys that verse, as you guys can see, Neuralink and Nephilims have the same gematria of 105 and 138 in the same ciphers. So this is another connection that Nephilims are behind the Neuralink. So that explains why Elon Musk is heavily promoting this, because he's a Nephilim himself. So God told us in plain sight that celebrities are Nephilims. In Genesis 6, 1 through 4, it says, when human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful. So the phrase sons of God means fallen angels, because sons of God are angels, and angels in heaven can't have intercourse. Jesus said this himself. So in this verse, sons of God has to be referring to fallen angels. So it says that the sons of God, which are fallen angels, in this case, saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120 years. Then it says, the Nephilim were on earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God, aka fallen angels, went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. So the Bible is clearly letting us know that fallen angels mated with humans and created a mixed race called Nephilims. And notice at the end of this verse, it says, they were the heroes of old, men of renown. And when you look at the definition of renown, renown means fame. As you can see, it says the condition of being known or talked about by many people, fame. So the Bible is very clear that Nephilims are a mixture of fallen angels and humans, and that's why they look like us, but not completely. They're very demonic and very evil, and they're famous. As you guys can see in this verse, it lets us know that they were famous and well known. So that's why celebrities today are talked about by many people and are famous, because they are literally the Nephilims that are described in Genesis 6:4. So to anyone that's confused about what celebrities are, there's your answer. Go read Genesis 6 for yourself so you can see that the Bible is very clear about how celebrities are Nephilims. So this is why I'm exposing celebrities, because many people don't know how evil they are and that they're Nephilims that have been deceiving humans for thousands of years. And the Bible even tells us to expose them. Ephesians 5:11 says, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. So this is why I'm going to continue exposing them, because none of them are on your side. They're all working with Lucifer. They're literally a part of his bloodline. So now let's talk about MrBeast, because MrBeast is also heavily connected to Elon Musk and Neuralink. And as you guys saw in that video that I played in the beginning of this video, he was promoting Neuralink so much as if it's cool. And he has a huge fan base, and many of them are children. So he can easily get many people that are fans of him to get the mark of the beast. And that's what every single celebrity is going to do when it comes out. So remember what I'm telling you, because very soon you're going to see a lot of celebrities promote Neuralink and Elon Musk the same way that they promoted the shot in 2021. And you guys saw how effective that was. That was a test to see if they could get the whole world to get something that's very bad for them. And they succeeded, because 75% of the population got the shot. And I can't go that much into detail in this video, so I'll be making a separate video on my Patreon where I really expose everything about that agenda. So I recommend you guys go subscribe over there. So anyways, Elon Musk and MrBeast are very connected, because they're both going to be working together to promote the mark of the beast. So last year, Elon said if he dies under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you. And MrBeast said, if that happens, can I have Twitter? And Elon said, okay. And his mom responded to this as well. And then he said, sorry, I will do my best to stay alive. So I don't know why he's talking about this. He could be doing predictive programming of him faking his death. So now let's talk about MrBeast and his other character, because as you guys can see, MrBeast is based off of Mark Hoffman. MrBeast looks so much like him. They have the same eyes and the same hairstyle, and they look so much alike right here. And if you guys don't know who Mark Hoffman is, he basically blew up himself and 2 other Mormons in 1985. So that should let you know how evil this character is. And even though all of that was staged to make him famous, that should really show you that his other character, MrBeast, obviously has a very demonic agenda as well. And MrBeast has this fake persona that he's a nice guy and that he helps people, but he's actually very demonic. And I'll be showing you guys a lot of examples. I already showed you guys one in the beginning where he was blatantly promoting the Neuralink chip as if it's a good thing. So now let's take a look at the gematria connections between MrBeast and Mark Hoffman. So MrBeast's real name is Jimmy Donaldson. So his first name Jimmy matches up with Mark, which is his other character's first name. So both of their first names have the same gematria of 65 and 29 in the same ciphers. And then both of their last names have the same gematria as well. Donaldson and Hoffman both equal 35 in the same cipher. And this character is obviously evil. His name is literally MrBeast, and his logo is literally a beast. So he's letting you know in plain sight that he's working with the beast, aka Lucifer, and that explains why he's promoting the mark of the beast so much right now. And I noticed a riddle between MrBeast and his other character, Mark Hoffman, because if you look at the words in their names, you get Mark of Beast. You know, his other character's first name is literally Mark, and then of is in Hoffman, and then MrBeast has the word beast, so you get Mark of Beast. And also the word man is in Hoffman, so it can also read Mark of Man. And the mark of the beast is also known as the mark of a man, because Revelation 13:18 says, "Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666. So I find it interesting that his name is Mark of Man, and when you combine it with MrBeast, you get Mark of Beast. And the reason why the mark of the beast is the number of a man is because our bodies are made of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. I talked about this in my second Andrew Tate video that I made. You know, I really broke it down in detail. I'll put a link to that video in the description so you guys can check that out if you haven't. But basically, our human bodies are made out of 666. So this is why we shouldn't be attached to our physical bodies, because we are not our bodies. Our soul is from God, and we are just temporarily in our human bodies that are from this world, but our souls are not from this world. So don't get it confused. This is letting you know that you should not be attached to your body. And as you guys can see right now, everybody is attached to their physical body and physical material items of this world. So I recommend you detach from everything of this world, because if you don't, then you'll stay here and you won't go when the rapture happens. So this is why I always tell you guys to detach from anything of this world and celebrities, because if you're attached to celebrities, they're going to keep you here and you won't be going in the rapture. So don't be deceived by them. They want you to be on their side so that you can go to hell right with them. So moving along, some more proof that MrBeast is connected to the mark of the beast is the fact that his stage name literally has the same gematria as Mark of Beast. They both equal 111. And his first name, Jimmy, matches up with Mark, and Mark is his other character. But this is also symbolic to the fact that he's connected to the mark of the beast. So this has double meaning. And notice how his first name, Jimmy, is also connected to devil. They both equal 25 and 29 in the same ciphers. And then his full name, Jimmy Donaldson, equals 75, just like tribulation. And tribulation is the 7-year time period after the rapture. So after the rapture happens, the Antichrist is going to rise and he's going to take over the world. He's going to be the leader of the entire world for 7 years. And these 7 years are known as the tribulation period. And during those 7 years, the Antichrist is going to be enforcing the mark of the beast. And anyone who doesn't get it will be killed. So don't get the mark of the beast. You know, if you miss the rapture, you still have another chance to go to heaven, but you can't get the mark of the beast. You have to literally die for God, and that would be the only way to be saved during that time period. But that's why it's better to get right with God right now before that happens, so that you won't have to go through that to get saved, because it's going to be very hard during those times. You know, families are literally going to turn in their own family if they don't get the mark of the beast. So the world is going to be very cold during that time, and you won't be able to trust anybody. I have a really good video about that on my Patreon. It's called Tribulation, and I recommend you guys check that out. A lot of you guys really enjoyed it. So if you're interested, the link is in the description below. So now let's get into some more connections, because MrBeast was born on May 7th. And when you write that out, May is the 5th month, so you get 5/7, like 57. And Neuralink equals 57. So MrBeast is directly connected to Neuralink and Elon Musk as well, because Elon's full name also equals 57. And MrBeast's other character, Mark Hoffman, also equals 57. And Mark Hoffman is also connected to the mark of the beast, because obviously his other character is promoting the mark of the beast heavily right now. So Mark Hoffman was born in 1954, and mark of the beast equals 54. And his full name is Mark William Hoffman. And the bombing that he did happened in 1985. And his full name equals 85. So that shows how scripted this character is. And MrBeast is also a very scripted character. As you guys can see, he was born in 1998. And his last name Donaldson equals 98. So he was scripted to be born on this day with this name. Mark Hoffman did many forgeries in 1988. And Beast equals 88. And Mark Hoffman was born Mormon. So I was looking to see if MrBeast has any connection to Mormons. And as you guys can see, there's an entire article about it. And they said that MrBeast has spoken positively about Mormons in the past and has even visited Mormon temples. However, he has also been critical of the Mormon church in some of his videos. So it is possible that he was Mormon at one point, which is a very direct connection to his other character. So now let's get into the weird things that MrBeast has done. So as you guys can see, he has this weird video called I Hunted 100 People for $1 million. And I find this very weird because this literally looks like he's hunting and killing 100 people. And even though that's not what he did, but that's still a connection to his other character because his other character literally killed 2 people. And recently he did this video called 1,000 Blind People See for the First Time. And like I mentioned in my last video, celebrities love to mimic the story of Jesus. You know, they mock Jesus so much. They want to be so much like him. So that's why they do these things where they're doing stuff that Jesus did. So this is complete blasphemy. He basically paid a surgeon to do an eye surgery on 1,000 people. And all these surgeries that doctors are doing right now completely go against God. You know, there's so many people changing their bodies right now. And that's a form of witchcraft. And a lot of people don't know that. But anyways, as you guys can see, he's mimicking the story of Jesus because Jesus healed a blind man. And this is talked about in John chapter 9. It says, as he went along, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? And Jesus said, neither this man nor his parents sinned, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. As long as it is day, we must do the works of him who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I'm in the world, I am the light of the world. After saying this, he spit on the ground, made some mud with the saliva, and put it on the man's eyes. Go, he told him, wash in the pool of Siloam. So the man went and washed and came home seeing. So God did many miracles. And as you guys can see right now, not only is MrBeast trying to mimic what Jesus did, but also Elon Musk is trying to do the same thing with Neuralink.
I think we have a chance with Neuralink of being able to restore full body functionality to someone who has a spinal cord injury. Meaning, I think we have a chance, I emphasize a chance, of being able to allow someone who cannot walk or use their arms to be able to walk again. Okay. Not naturally. It's a super big deal, and I don't want to raise hopes unreasonably, but I'm increasingly convinced that this can be done. So the Neuralink brain chip can help with brain injuries. Our initial goal is to help people who can't move anything to be able to operate their phone or computer faster than someone who's got working hands. That's the first thing we're trying to get done. We haven't even put one in one human yet. We're hoping to do that maybe end of this year, early next.
In a real human?
Yeah. It's working in monkeys. Like, we've got a monkey that can play Pong with its mind.
I've seen that.
They can play what?
A monkey that can play Pong just by thinking. So Neuralink, we have Neuralink's working well in monkeys, and we're also doing just a lot of testing and just confirming that it's very safe and reliable, and the Neuralink device can be removed safely. People may have seen the demo that we published earlier this year, the video of a monkey playing a video game Pong telepathically using the Neuralink in its brain. It's completely wireless, charges inductively, but basically the monkey looks completely normal and yet is playing a video game telepathically, which is, I think, quite profound. We hope to have this in our first humans, which will be people that have severe spinal cord injuries like tetraplegics, quadriplegics next year, getting FDA approval. And I should say our standards for implanting the device are substantially higher than what the FDA requires.
You know, there's many videos that I showed you guys of him trying to give paralyzed people the ability to walk and control things with their mind. So right now the devil is being very blasphemous, and they're doing it in plain sight. but nobody's really questioning it because everyone's so distracted that they don't even really see what's going on. And as you guys can see, MrBeast is clearly involved in that interview where he was promoting the Neuralink chip. He kept throwing up the diamond. I only watched a couple minutes and he kept doing it over and over. So he did this multiple times in plain sight, and he does it so fast that you might not even notice if you're not paying attention. And then I also noticed that he did the 666, as you guys can see. And even this other guy is doing it right here as well. And Proverbs 6:12 says, "A worthless person, a wicked man, goes around speaking dishonestly, winking his eyes, signaling with his feet, and gesturing with his fingers. He always plots evil. With perversity in his heart, he stirs up trouble." So this is proof that anyone that talks with these hand gestures is evil and they're channeling demons.
Nice meeting you guys. So we need to figure out how to keep this.
So now let's talk about how evil MrBeast looks. You know, if you really look at him, he looks very evil and he looks very creepy. You know, he's literally trying to play the role of this nice guy and he's always doing this fake smile. But if you see right through that, you can really see how evil he looks. Right here, you can tell that he's forcing this smile. You know, especially right here, he looks completely demonic. It always looks like he's forcing this fake smile, and the eyes are the window to the soul. So if you really look at somebody's eyes, you can tell what they are. You know, the Bible even lets us know in Matthew 6:22, "The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness?" So this verse is basically letting you know that you can tell if somebody is full of darkness by their eyes. If their eyes look demonic, that should let you know that that person is a demon. And then the next verse says, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate one and love the other, or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." And if you notice, MrBeast really idolizes money. He literally has this Rolling Stone cover where he's covered in money. And this is a lot of money. You know, this was completely unnecessary, but he wants people to idolize money like him. And here's another picture where he's idolizing money once again. He's making it rain with all this money. And in this picture right here, he has money in between his ears. And right here, he's wearing a money costume. And he also has this pink, white, and blue Nerf gun. And as you guys know, the inverted flag is pink, white, and blue. And his entire logo is pink, white, and blue as well. And the beast on his logo has a lightning bolt. And in this picture right here, you can see the lightning bolt behind him. And this lightning bolt is a direct reference to Satan. Luke 10:18 says, "He said to them, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven." So whenever you see them doing the lightning symbolism, this is a direct reference to Satan. And then right here, he's with this girl and she's doing one-eye symbolism. And I also find it very strange that he has a restaurant called MrBeast Burger. You know, I would not recommend eating these demons' food. You're way better off cooking your own food, because as you guys can see, his logo looks very demonic. You know, it's literally called MrBeast Burger, and it looks like blood is dripping down. And somebody called him out for his food. They said they finally ordered their first MrBeast Burger and then realized after the first bite that it was mostly just raw meat. So that's very disgusting. And it's very ironic because beasts can eat raw meat, but humans can't. So right here it says that every animal has a different structure to their body. Animals can eat raw meat because they have stronger stomach acid that helps them digest their food. And last but not least, there's a good chance that MrBeast is going to fake his death because he does a lot of predictive programming. As you guys can see, he has his thumbnail where he's in a coffin. And apparently in this video, he spent 50 hours buried alive. And then on his bio, he said he wants to make the world a better place before he dies.
Have you recorded a video that's to be released once you die?
When I had 8,000 subscribers and I was a teenager, I filmed a bunch of videos and scheduled them years in the future. I filmed one where I was like, "Hi, me in a year." And the video went up a year later. And it was just like, "Hey, I think you'll have 100,000 subscribers." And then I did one where I was like, "Hi, me in 5 years." I was like, "Hey, in 5 years, I think you'll have 1 million." And then one that hasn't come out yet, but comes out in 2 years, was "Hi, me in 10 years." And I tried to predict 10 years later how many subs I'd have. And yes, there are some that are scheduled like 20 years in the future. And so if I don't die, I'll just move them up. I remember saying a line like, you know, if I'm dead, then I'm currently just in a coffin and like whatever. And so, yeah, I have a couple of those.
The second I die, Carl, Chandler, Chris, the three guys, they all put their hand on my tombstone. Last take it off gets the channel. Everything. 100% everything. That is happening. Mark my words. I don't even know if I've really said it publicly. I tweeted it one time, but I'm serious. I don't give a how much you guys are crying. Put their hands on the tombstone and give the channel to whoever wins, okay? And don't bully them for it. They're just doing what I want. It's a story about the time I almost died. Basically, we filmed the video like 8 hours away. We start our drive home. And I'm just listening, sitting there. And then my friend driving, he just says, can we pull over to a gas station? I don't feel too good. And I'm like looking at the road, and I turn and look to my left, and his head's just bobbling. This fell asleep. So I grabbed the wheel. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I'm just kind of like keeping the car going straight. And I just yell, wake up. And I'm like yelling, and he's not waking up. His foot, though, is still on the gas, so we're like slowly going a little faster now. We're going like 80 or 85. And then, you know, I lean over, tap the brakes, look up. And I'm just doing that.
You're tapping the brakes with your hand?
Yeah, with my other hand. So I was like, okay, we're off the highway. I looked up to make sure, and I just slammed on the brakes. And we're off. We didn't hit a car. And so I think everything's over. I literally, the second I let off the brake, he comes back to life and he just stomps on the gas. So I just yoinked the wheel to the right. So we just slammed into a concrete wall and that just stopped the car. So to explain what happened to him is his heart just stopped beating. Yeah, Elon? Yeah, my boy.
Did you believe him when he made that offer?
Yeah, I'm very confident if he bought it and died, he'd give it to me. Totally.
But what would you even do with Twitter?
I mean, I don't know, sell it. It's worth a lot of money.
Give it away. give it to a subscriber.
Bro,
do a video giving it away. Yeah.
just get some money.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the description below. I will be doing a video on the Antichrist very soon on my Patreon, so stay tuned for that. And before this video ends, I'm going to show you guys a clip of Elon Musk talking about the Neuralink. And in the video, he says that he's going to start chipping humans in June of this year. And you can really see how creepy the Neuralink is in this video because he also shows a monkey that is chipped and he's playing a game with his mind. So thank you guys so much for watching, and here's the video.
A difficult journey from prototype to product. And I've often said that prototypes are easy, production is hard. It's really, I'd say, 100 to 1,000 times harder to go from a prototype to a device that is safe, reliable, works under a wide range of circumstances, is affordable, and done at scale. It's insanely difficult. I mean, there's an old saying that, that it's 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration, but I think it might be 99.9% perspiration. The best example I could give of an idea being easy, but the execution being hard, is going to the moon. It's the idea of going to the moon, easy. Going to the moon, very hard. So, we've been working hard to be ready for our first human, and obviously we want to be extremely careful and certain that it will work well before putting a device in a human. But we've submitted, I think, most of our paperwork to the FDA, and we think probably in about 6 months we should be able to have our first Neuralink in a human. So. But as I said, we do everything we possibly can to test the devices before, not even going into a human, before even going into an animal. So we do benchtop testing, we do accelerated life testing. We have a fake brain simulator that has the texture and it's like emulating a brain, but it's sort of rubber. And so before we would even think of putting a device in an animal, we do everything we possibly can with rigorous benchtop testing. So we're not cavalier in putting devices into animals. We're extremely careful, and we always want the device, whenever we do the implant, if it's in a sheep or a pig or monkey, to be confirmatory, not exploratory, so that like we've done everything we possibly can with benchtop testing, and only then would we consider putting a device in an animal. Yeah, we'll actually show you a demo later today in a few hours really of implanting in a brain proxy. And if anyone in the audience wants to volunteer, we have the robot right there. So let's see, and since the Pager demo, we've expanded to work with a troop of 6 monkeys. We've actually upgraded Pager. They do varied tasks, and we do everything possible to ensure that things are stable and replicable, and that that the device lasts for a long time without degradation. So, and what you're seeing there is, it looks like the Matrix, but that's actually that's a real output of neural signals. So that's not a simulation or just a screensaver or something. Those are actual neurons firing. That is what one of the readouts looks like. And here you can see Sake, it's one of our other monkeys, typing on a keyboard. Now this is telepathic typing. So to be clear, he's not actually using a keyboard. He's moving the cursor with his mind to the highlighted key. Now technically, we can't actually spell, and so I don't want to oversell this thing, because that's the next version. But what's really cool here is Sake the monkey is moving the mouse cursor using just his mind, moving the cursor around to the highlighted key, and then spelling out what we want to spell. But and then so this is something that could be used for somebody who's say quadriplegic or tetraplegic human, even before we make the spinal cord stuff work, is being able to control a mouse cursor, control a phone, and we're confident that someone who has basically no other interface to the outside world would be able to control their phone better than someone who has working hands. So. Yeah. And I mentioned upgradability. Upgradability is very important because our first production device will be much like an iPhone 1, and I'm pretty sure you would not want an iPhone 1 stuck in your head if the iPhone 14 is available. So it's going to be being able to demonstrate full reversibility and upgradability, so you can remove a device and replace it with the latest version, or if it stopped working for any reason, replace it. That's a fundamental requirement for the device at Neuralink. And I should say both Sake and Pager were upgraded to our latest and greatest implants. So that's been really over a year and a half now that Pager's had the first implant and then the upgraded implant. So this is a very good sign that it lasts for a long time with no observed ill effects. I think it's also important to show that Sake actually likes doing the demo, and is not like strapped to the chair or anything. So yeah. So the monkeys actually enjoy doing the demos because they get the banana smoothie, and it's kind of a fun game. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is like we care a great deal about animal welfare, and I'm pretty sure like our monkeys are pretty happy, you know. So as you can see, a quick decision maker on the fruit front. So
this is Pager. He's a 9-year-old macaque who had a Neuralink placed in each side of his brain about 6 weeks ago. If you look carefully, you can see that the fur on his head hasn't quite fully grown back yet. He's learnt to interact with a computer for a tasty banana smoothie delivered through a straw. We can interact with the Neuralinks simply by pairing them to an iPhone, just as you might pair your phone to a Bluetooth speaker. The links record from more than 2,000 electrodes implanted in the regions of Page's motor cortex that coordinate hand and arm movements. Neurons in this region modulate their activity with intended hand movement. For example, some might become more active when he moves his hand up, and others when he moves it to the right. By recording from many neurons and feeding their activity into a decoder algorithm, we are able to predict Page's intended hand movements in real time. First, we calibrate the decoder by recording neural activity as Page uses the joystick to move a cursor to targets presented on the screen. As he's playing this game, we are wirelessly streaming, in real time, the firing rates from thousands of neurons to a computer. Using these data, we calibrate the decoder by mathematically modeling the relationship between patterns of neural activity and the different joystick movements they produce. After only a few minutes of calibration, we can use the output from the decoder to move the cursor instead of the joystick. Page still moves the joystick out of habit, but as you can see, it's unplugged. He's controlling the cursor entirely with decoded neural activity. Our goal is to enable a person with paralysis to use a computer or phone with their brain activity alone. Because they wouldn't be able to move a joystick, they would calibrate the decoder by imagining hand movements to targets. One of the things the Neuralinks allow Pager to do is to play his favourite video game, Pong. To control his paddle, on the right side of the screen, Pager simply thinks about moving his hand up or down. We've removed the joystick altogether. Now that he's up to speed, let's increase the difficulty and see how well Pager can play with the Neuralink. As you can see, Pager is amazingly good at Mind Pong. He's focused, and he's playing entirely of his own volition. It's not magic. The reason Neuralink works is because it's recording and decoding electrical signals from the brain. Great game, Pager. And what better reward for a monkey than a banana?